I am a mobile dog groomer, and today I am going to show you what all a mobile dog groomer does. So I just pulled up to my client's house, and some vans have the capability to like leave everything running, but since the generator that was built into the van doesn't work, that means I have to get out every time and start the generator in order for the power to come on in the back. So that's what I'm going to go do right now. Since the generator is in the trunk basically of the van, and I have to tilt it a certain way, I'm gonna show you. I have to bring this table so it can like sit on the table, and I have to do this every time, every table, because the generator has fallen out of the back a couple of times just with movement and whatnot. I want to get some sort of a slide, but the plug is over here. So, like, if it's straight in there, it won't fit. So let me get it turned on. An RV would if you're hooking it up to shore power. Okay, now I have power and we can come inside, and this is the van. Sometimes there's still like leftover hair, so I go ahead and I vacuum any leftover hair up. And I'll usually message the client and ask them like, hey, are you ready for me to come get the dog? If I can find her information. Oh wow, I'm really early, so let me. It's almost noon, but in the system it shows that our appointment is for 12:30. So if I need to sit and wait, I'll go ahead and sit and wait. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I can use my 30 minutes to like meditate or something. This is Casper, and he's gonna get his hair cut. I didn't show the part of the client bringing the dog out because it was her daughter, and I'm just not gonna feature children. So this is Casper, and now I'm getting ready to give him a bath. It does get a little chilly in here, especially during the winter time. So this is my little handy heater, and I use this while I'm bathing the dog so that they don't get too cold. The dog does need to be secured in the bathtub to make sure that they don't try to jump out or create some sort of a safety hazard. And I like to bathe all dogs with pre-diluted water, unless I'm bathing like a bigger dog, and then I'll use my bathing beauty. So I apply the pre-mixed shampoo directly onto the dry, dirty dog's coat. And this, in my opinion, helps to spread the shampoo a little bit easier. I find that when you are trying to spread shampoo onto a coat that is already pre-moistened, that it's a little bit harder to do. And at that point, you've already diluted the shampoo now twice because their coat's wet, and you've mixed up shampoo with water, diluted the product twice. So sometimes whenever you do it that way, you'll find that you have to up 2 times. All right, I'll come back whenever it's time to dry them. Can you see all that grass and everything all over the table and the floor? I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum all that up. He brought that in with him. And because I'm using a brightening shampoo on his coat, I am letting it sit for a couple of minutes before I rinse. If you want to utilize your time during the bath, you can trim the nails while the dog is in the bathtub. Trimming the nails when the dog when the dog is in the bath and the nails are wet is a little bit easier because the water softens the nail up, making it easier to cut. But if you don't want to do it this way, you definitely don't have to. It's just a really good way to utilize your time if you're in a pinch and you're, you know, running behind on some stuff. Why not just get it over with since I'm right here, you know? All right, now let's rinse. The van does have a water heater. I usually keep it in the middle, and that's usually pretty good. Once you rinse the hair, you can squeegee his body off the same way you would do with your own hair. Just squeegee everything off. Always get ready for the shake because the dogs will shake. I like these reusable towels because they take up less space. They don't smell like wet, moldy towel. And you can reuse them. All you have to do is wring it out. Super easy. That's what I said. Get ready for the shake. Water causes it to kind of get humid in here. We have these vents. Make sure that the vent is turned to out so it's pulling the moisture out before you start drying, because if you don't, it's going to take forever to get the dog dry. All right, you're going to want to use something like a happy hoodie to put over the dog's ears, and then you're also going to want to wear ear protection for the drying part. I am going to be using a high velocity dryer. And once I have the coat about 95% dry, I'll stop using the high velocity dryer and start using a regular hair dryer. And at this point, I'm also going to spray some leave-in conditioner on him and brush it into his coat. Okay, here's the leave-in conditioner. This is the Groom conditioning spray. And now I'm going to use this and brush at the same time. Can you see how curly the hair is? The point of using a warm hair dryer is to straighten all this up. I like using this little brush for the detailed areas like around the face. Really helps. Now let's go for trimming. Okay, now he's all floofed out and ready for his haircut. And unfortunately, that's all the time I have for this video, so come back for part 2.